Welcome to this Visions, where knowledge meets inspiration and curiosity sparks transformation. I'm your host, Resoro Molifi, and each week we embark on a journey of exploration and enlightenment. Join us as we navigate the tapestry of experience, weaving together insights from academic visionaries and change makers. Get ready to expand your horizon, challenge your perspectives, and embark on a quest for personal and collective growth. This is Visceres, where every episode is a gateway to a world of endless possibilities. Let's get back to the episode.
Lebogang Bodigelo.
Hey, imagine yourself.
Good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
No, nice to meet you.
Welcome to the podcast, man.
The podcast. The podcast. Yeah, I'm on the campus. No, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate that.
Okay, can you introduce yourself to our audience?
Yeah, my name is Lebogang Bodigelo. I said, have four names actually, but I'll just stick to Lebogang. And maybe Bob were the ones that they know. I'm a honor student studying Bcom Hons in Management Sciences. Also a student politician. Representing SASCO, but let's not talk about that. It's a very sensitive time we're in. Besides that, I have quite a few interests, not just academics, but we'll get into those as time goes. But I'm just here as a student and a graduate, by the way. Yeah, so I think by the time you texted me, it was just about a week after I had graduated. So me on LinkedIn and yeah, just basically Lebogang, born and bred in Blackstone. I think in my early primary years, moved to Mafikeng, and yeah, I've been here. Been here since.
So, for anybody watching this podcast, what value do you think, or what kind of glimpse they will have from this talk? What would they have that they didn't have before?
That they didn't have before. I think they'll see a more talkative person. I think you and I have met before, so it's quite easier to interact with you or be more comfortable. People who don't know me or who know me from a distance think I'm this quiet, uptight person who never smiles or laughs. So I think they'll get that. They'll learn more about me, things that I never knew about myself. Maybe parts of my personality that I don't know, that they'll know. I always say that people should criticize me as much as they can. But besides criticizing, I just want to hear what people just have to say good things to you, because I don't think I know myself like that. So they'll tell me what they know. They'll tell me. Yeah.
So you mentioned you do Bcom Honors in Business Management. Okay, so what is business management actually?
Business management or organizational management is basically about the planning and organizing, leadership and controlling of organizational resources, from people to finances, capital and equipment, and even yourself as a business manager or an entrepreneur. So it's about managing an organization. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's about managing organizations, like any form of organization in any sector. I think anyone can manage a business, so any form of organization, but they'll do it from a very generic point of view, and learning the science behind it assists us to be more scientific and structured in how we manage organizations, so that they can be more functional and efficient. So that's what business management is about.
So actually, why did you choose business management?
I think the interest came from wanting to own a dealership at some point, a car dealership at some point. And I came to realize that businesses are seasonal. Owning a dealership alone may not be viable. At some point, I might have to sell it, and then what? Do I run out of money after that? So I also got interested in property, interest in many other sectors, but centered around ownership. I want to own my own thing. So it stems from, let me just say confusion. I found the beauty in confusion. Yes, I was confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to own. I didn't know what I'd want to run one day. I just knew that I wanted businesses, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go for business management. It's very broad. I can tap into any industry, any circle that I want. So it's more about my leadership and entrepreneurial aspirations. Yeah.
So that actually stemmed your love for business management? You know, wanting to own something.
Wanting to own something, yes, but also the academic and literature part. There are many people or many young students who believe that business management is just an easy course until they get into it and they get fried in there. I want to make a few contributions to the literature, to the science, to the knowledge base of business management, of management science in itself. Businesses in every sector are very dynamic. They change over time. They rely on information, as we are in an information age right now. You won't do anything without information. Yes, money is at the center of this, but also information. We live in what's called the 21st century, the Aquarius age. Without information, you won't go anywhere. So whatever piece of information that we get, you can make money out of it. You can make entrepreneurship opportunities out of it. So I want to make our own contributions to that, to the science that gets built up over time. So that's why we decided to take the research way, route by doing our honors and possibly my master's next year. So it's not just about entrepreneurship and money. It's also about contributing to the already existing knowledge base.
The educational
Stuff, you know. Maybe one day you'll see my name on a textbook. You'll never know.
Come back here again.
Yeah. We'll see.
We'll see. I'm gonna have you back on this podcast again when you see it.
Really?
Yeah.
No, awesome.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be at a time where I have white hair. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's essence. My primary reasons why I went for business management. Yeah, and I don't think I would have chosen another course. Maybe I would have, but this was my first option. Yeah, happy with it. I'm in love with it, and I encourage people to go for it if they do want it. Yeah.
So, in university, do you have a favorite module or something?
Nah, I'm not the type to have a favorite module really. That's where the danger is. I think every module comes with its own challenges. They happen from time to time, they vary. So let's say for instance, I say my favorite module is finance. It can be my favorite module this week, and then next week's Zakat. It's another one. And I would just dump finance because I feel like, hey, it's showering me now. So really, I don't have a favorite module, but I must say that I'm enjoying research. It's a module in its own self, but I have other coursework modules that I'm doing, but research is the best one, so if I'm enjoying it. It's something that I'm new to at honors level, so it has put me through a roller coaster of emotions. But now that I get it, I've found my grip within research work and my research topic, which I cannot disclose in here. It's still early times for that, but really it's something that I enjoy the most. So I can classify it as my favorite, but I really like it.
Okay, so in distinction, is it theory based? Are most of your modules theory based, or is there calculations in between, or is it a mixture of both?
It's a mixture of both, really. Okay. Let's say about 60%, 60 to 65% are theory, and then there is this calculations. I have a finance module, and I have, what else do I have? I think a lot of calculations. I have marketing. We do a bit of calculating there, just a little bit, but really most of it is theory. There are a lot of calculations and practicals. Also, given the fact that it's now honors level, we strive our best to transition from just learning theory to now applying the practicality of the knowledge we learned at undergraduate. This is done mostly to champion our career development endeavors, because I think if you applied for a job at some point and they wanted some work experience, you didn't have any. So I think there's a way that academia is trying to sort of give us an informal experience of what it's like at workspaces, in a simulated manner, of course. In a simulated manner, so there's a lot of practicals that we do.
Okay. So how would you rate honors research?
Depends, really, on how I'm rating it.
Okay.
The exciting part or the chubby part?
Both.
Both.
Let's go for both.
The exciting part, definitely giving it a 10. The chewing part, it's a 10-2.
It's a 10-2.
Because it's smashing me. I don't want to lie. Like it's showing me flames. But it's much better now. I think February, March, first semester actually, the most part of first semester, yeah. Man, I was seeing flames. I was seeing flames. The whole class was seeing flames. And it was bound to be better.
So it gets better. With time.
It gets better with
It's a
time,
snowball
with
effect.
practice, with consultations with the supervisor, former students who are now doing maybe masters or PhD. So you just need to have the right circle around you, academic circle, who can always advise you, give you that thoughts and reflections on how they did this. So really, it's all about who you surround yourself with. But I give it a 10. It's a great module to do.
So how do you approach it actually? Starting from your first semester, how did you approach your honors? From yours?
Curiosity. Curiosity really. There's a saying that says curiosity kills the cat, but this time around it doesn't kill the cat. It really builds the researcher in you. You need to be intellectually curious. Read each and every piece of paper that you come across. Have more intellectual conversations with your friends around academia and everything that's happening around you. So my approach was simple. I had to not only be curious but have an open mind. And I don't like going around with this I know it all syndrome. I've had that before. I put it aside. I had to humble myself and say, okay, let me learn. I'm new to this. Let me learn. Let me listen to what my lecturer has to say, the professor. Let me listen to what my supervisor has to say. Let me listen to what the former students who are now doing their masters and PhDs have to say about research. And I'm just happy that they all say the same things, just in different ways at different times. But there's so many there are many similarities in what in the advices that I got from them. So another thing to make it more practical, really, put more time and effort in. About 2-3 hours into your research every day. Visit it. Whenever you feel like taking a break, of course, it's healthy to do so. You need to refill. We're only human. In as much as cars need to stop at some point when they're traveling long distances to refuel or get some fuel, we need to do the same, or else you're gonna burn out. And a burned out mind or burned out brain really doesn't function well with research. Maybe with other modules we can function at some level, but research needs you to be as fresh as possible. It's daunting, it's frustrating, but you need to do your level best. That's what research is
So
about.
actually, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated to keep on going? You never stop moving.
My dreams. My dreams, really. I'm such a crazy dreamer. You know, being a big dreamer is really nothing. It's an understatement. I'm a crazy dreamer. If you get into my mind right now, you just come out and be like, what is this? But really, I'm a crazy dreamer. Yeah, I wouldn't lie to say that it's my inspiration or my mother or my dad or money. Just the dreams I have. Really, they keep me going. From short to medium and long-term dreams, or goals rather. I keep on attaining some of them as time goes, and you know, the higher you go, the more ceilings you see. So I'm a big dreamer, and it's just my way to success that keeps me going, because I can really see where I'm going. You know, I don't know where I'll land it, ultimately or eventually, but that the next target, at least, is visible from here. So that's what keeps me going. And I'm a workaholic, really. I think you only see maybe my statuses or my lessons on WhatsApp. In most cases, I'm even available 30 a.m. because I'd be on my laptop. I'm always working. I'm always working on something.
So what about lecturers?
What?
Lecturers.
Lecturers or luxuries?
No, lecturers.
Lecturers, yeah.
Because you've come so far in your academic journey,
Mm.
how would you actually rate lecturers on your academic success so far, in terms of your honors?
Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say definitely above 9, above 8, above 9, depending on which lecturer you're talking about. They've all given their relative inputs. They've tried their best, really. But it's all about my satisfaction also, so I can't say that I received the same level of satisfaction from all of them. But yeah, I think every lecturer that I had really made a great impact in my academic success. They tried their level best, but it was not just that job. So I think asking about only lecturers is a bit unfair. Also myself, I had to meet them halfway. They can only do as much, but it's also about the work that I put in to meet them halfway, to show them that I understand, to keep them interesting in giving their lectures, because there's nothing as boring as delivering a lecture and a student is not being receptive or that not being responsive of what you say. So really, I think overall, they did their level best. And I know you're about to ask me which one is my favorite lecturer. I don't have a favorite lecturer. They're all good. They're all good, really. But my supervisor really stands out in a sense that he's super supportive, very young, energetic. What we have in common is that we're both workaholics. So whenever I come across a certain research problem or something related to academics other than research, I know that he's just a call away, an email away. So yeah, I think my supervisor stands out of all of them.
So what about the fallacy whereby, that fallacy where people say, hey, lecturers in university don't care about what you do, all they do is just work, it's either you catch up or you don't. Is that thing true actually?
Well, I don't think it's entirely true. I don't think it's also entirely a lie. It's really relative. I have definitely come across lecturers that don't really care about their jobs. Remember, in black and white, lecturers are supposed to do 1, 2, 3. But in reality, some may choose to do only 1 or skip to 3. Some do that job, all of it. So it depends on who you're talking about here, but I'm not going to point fingers at anyone. But I must say that so far, I've had lecturers who put in all that work. They've done their best. And I don't think it's even a fallacy. It's a fact. It has not been supported. Maybe some students have tried to provide evidence when they say that certain lecturers don't put in all that work, they don't care. Yes, it's true. It's really an injustice that students are facing, and we need to work on that in as much as we can. Not just as students, but also student leaders and the management of the school needs to look into such lecturers. But I think most lecturers we have, especially on our campus, in our university, are quite good. They're really quite good. The lecturers in my school, in my faculty, are really good. I've never came across even one who has given me problems like that. They rather chase me around. So students also need to be held accountable. We are young, very wild, and we have this thing of procrastinating, leaving our tasks, academic tasks, for the last minute, not spending the time doing this and that. So really, we also need to be held accountable in as much as we want to hold them accountable. We don't put in all of our work. So yeah, I don't think it's a fallacy. It's really relative from one person to another.
So how does one become a hard worker? How does one become a workaholic actually?
I don't know. I don't know really. I don't know. I'd be lying to you if I said that there's a way that I became a hard worker. I didn't plan to be a hard worker, to be a workaholic. Well, I think there's a difference between a hard worker and a workaholic. And the difference between the two, I think, is obsession.
Who wants it more?
Yeah, who wants it more? Who wants it more? There are downsides to being a workaholic though. Burnout. I can feel the burnout in me already. It's unfortunate that I'm coming to a podcast with very minimal energy. But really, I've been writing tests, doing this and that. There's a lot that I'm doing. There's a lot on my plate. And it's now close to end of season. there's a lot to do. There's a lot of goals to reflect on that we've managed to achieve, goals that we didn't achieve. And we're striving to just, in the last hour, the 11th hour rather, to smash these goals that are remaining behind. So I think it's obsession and passion that blend between the two, for me at least. I don't know, maybe another person might say that underlying drivers that made them workaholics are X, Y, Z. But with me, it's really, I think, the blend between passion and obsession for what I do. I'm in love with it, and I can't say I want to skip a day or a week without doing what I do. Whenever I say I'm taking a day off, trust me, I won't take a day off. I'm going to be in bed with my laptop or working from my phone, really. So yeah, it's really the obsession I have with what I do. That's what makes me a workaholic. And maybe failure of failing. There's nothing I'm afraid of, like being a failure, or not doing well in something, or being mediocre. I want to do my best in everything I do. And really, being a workaholic is the only way out for me. I don't want to look back and say, Ish, if only I didn't take a break, or if only I had put in more hours. So that's what I'm doing now. So that if I hit a rock, I won't regret that I worked hard, but I would rather blame it on something else. But really, I think my obsession and passion for my studies and other interests is what makes me a workaholic.
So, what about school organizations and societies?
What about them?
How do they actually help a person develop themselves as a person, and both emotionally, both intellectually?
Listen, I think the structures that I serve in have not, it's not just about me, also the people that I've led or currently leading. From the first day that I met them, and also the first day that I came into the society, we've all changed for the better. We've all developed, we've improved drastically. And mind you, some of these people only joined in a few months ago, but really these people are different. These people are more responsible. They are more aware of what's happening around our country, around our campus. They've developed these robust principles and character that has made them who they are now. And you develop a lot of skills, really. I've developed a lot of skills through my leadership work. I'm part of, how many societies am I part of? I think two. I'm part of UNICEF, part of South School, I'm part of Golden Key. So really, it makes you to come across a lot of people in a very diverse society. Let's say, for instance, within UNICEF, I have my own personality and character. Another person may have their own. And you meet people of different races, different skills and interests, different backgrounds, different ages. It's multi-generational, remember. So the diversity there really allows you to lay back, step back a bit, and ask yourself, do I have to fit in? Do I have to just be myself? Or should I just let everything unfold? So you just learn how to deal with different characters at different times without even frustrating yourself. It has helped me to build a social skill. I mean, I may be chilled here, but maybe when I'm with a certain cohort of people at UNICEF or at SASCO, I might not be as chilled. You'll find me chanting struggle songs outside. And then when I'm with UNICEF, I'm talking about mental health. Much more chilled and maybe laughing. And when I'm here, it's just me and you having this conversation, basically just to reflect on my life as an individual. So yeah, in a nutshell, it has greatly developed my social skills more than anything. I've learned how to live with different people at different times, while I'm being an introvert. So that's how it helps. I know someone watching this might say that I'm not an introvert in our power, but really, I prefer to be by myself in most cases. I spend a lot of time alone, but I have no choice but to just meet a lot of people as soon as I leave my place. I meet a lot of students, I meet a lot of friends. But still, I think my social battery is very limited. Others may have 100%, but mine is always on 50. I'm constantly thinking, when is the day ending? I want to go to my place and have some time alone. Yeah, man, I think I choose this life. It's just academics, but there's leadership involved.
Okay, tell us about a time when, challenges started to creep in, where it somehow disrupted you in some way.
A girl broke my heart, man.
What a way to set it off, man.
Nah, it's not even about that. Challenges. I think, I don't think I've ever had a time where, I can't think of a time rather, of when challenges started to creep in. In my life, I've always had challenges. I think everyone has had their own fair share of challenges, and there are more challenges ahead. So they've always been there, but just to answer your question, I might think of, let me just think of the most recent one. I think transitioning from being an undergrad to my postgraduate studies, there was a social challenge. When I came to university in my first year, I met this large group of friends that I could spend time with, that I spent time with rather, each and every day of every week. And I got used to that for 4 years, imagine. I was with them 4 years, those were my friends. And there was more than 100 people. But now, going to postgrad, it's only the 10 of us in class. Where are the rest? Where are the rest of the 100 plus people that I know? Nowhere to be found. And it was so challenging in a sense that these 10 of us were also going through the same thing without realizing that, man, Resejo was also going through the same thing, but I'm not aware. I think Resejo is fine wherever he is. So having to meet new people or feeling like, man, you don't belong here anymore. You've been here for 4 years now. Yes, you completed your degree and there's a postgraduate, but what now? And you need a bursary. Who do you contact? You know, you used to have these friends in class you could ask them, don't you have a list of bursaries? They'd share. But it's only the 10 of us now. Do we live life in isolation, or do we become family again? So it took a while, but we finally became friends and family again. You know, after about 2-3 months of not seeing each other during the festive season. So that was the challenge that I had. It wasn't a major challenge, really. I think it's something that happens to everyone at different times of their lives. It's going to happen to me again. University as a place where you stay forever. Yes, learning is lifelong, but being on campus, man, it's not a lifelong thing. At some point, I'm going to be maybe at corporate, then have to blend in again. And to me, the relationships are very personal. I'm sensitive towards relationships. That's why I say that it is a challenge for me. I'm sensitive as to who I spend even an hour with, because I might either overshare, I might fall in love with your energy, I might not love it at all, and I'd feel like, man, I wasted my time here. So yeah, so that was the major challenge, but I've came across that.
So most learners struggle to actually stand out. You know, they are shy to approach lecturers. They're actually shy to do many things, actually. It's a common trend now. How does one actually get recognition from lecturers that, hey, I'm here, you know, I need help me with this, help me with that?
I think I don't have, there's no uniform answer to that, really. There's no uniform answer. I've assisted my own lecturer I'm an assistant right now. I've assisted my own lecturer to deliver a lecture because he was late. He was running late, and I had to like step in. I wasn't really delivering a lecture, but I was sort of guiding them on the upcoming test. That was early this semester.
Was it juniors?
Pardon?
Was it junior?
It was junior students, yeah. It was junior students. So they're gonna look at me like, hey, we're normal. But yeah, it was junior students. So I did come across quite a few who were like that. They didn't feel free, really. Even when I directed a question at the one individual, they either look down or bite their nails or something. So I think people have different personalities. I think I've mentioned that a lot already in this podcast. But personality, it counts. We have introverts, we have people in between, we also have extroverts. But it's also about the lecturer. The lecturer has been a student for the longest time now, so they're responsible not just to lecture, but to sort of cultivate an environment that is conducive for the junior student to feel comfortable and ask questions without feeling stupid. We learn at different rates, at different levels. Maybe a quick learner, and maybe less more quicker than you. So really, it's about the environment that the lecturer cultivates. I believe in breaking ice. Students are young, so when they see a lecture, they don't just see a lecture, but one of them. So as soon as that adult brings the ice, maybe a joke, that will show them that, man, I'm one of you guys. Yes, there's an age difference, there's respect, but I'm one of you. Then they'll start interacting. From my experience at least. That's what my lecturers do. That's what they've always done undergrad. They still do it now. We don't just open our mouths in class like that. Someone has to break the ice, either a student or a lecturer. So there are many tricks to this thing. So yeah, but I think students should identify what works for them. It's a challenge, it's a weakness. You need to participate in class. Class is not church. Even at church, we do open our mouths and worship, but I'm against this thing of students being too quiet in class. They need to interact with each other, to interact with that lecturer.
The importance of networking.
The importance of networking, it helps you to build confidence. The people you spend time with the most are people in your class. 90% of the time when I level to work. Even if you don't go to class every day, but 90% of the time you really spend it with them. So by the time you maybe go to corporate level, you need to interact, you need to have a proper network. How are you going to interact? Are you only going to learn interaction at that time? Or are you going to learn it in class? Learn about each other in class, have these conversations. Talk to your lecturer.
Just be out there.
Be out there, stand out. Don't be forward. There's a difference between standing out and being forward. Have boundaries. Even before your lecturer, or maybe you tell me that, no, Lebogang, welcome to my podcast. These are the boundaries I have. I don't think you've mentioned that, but already I'm respecting this space. There are certain things that I'll do alone, but I wouldn't do it in your room. So boundaries are also very important when you try to stand out. Yeah, so that's just how it is, man.
So according to you, would you advise every student, or actually any business management student, to pursue their postgraduate degrees? Like go to masters, go to honors, potentially even PhD?
Definitely. Well, PhD or MBA or both, I don't know. It really depends on what the student wants. I would encourage, but not enforce. I would encourage a student just to go for management science related courses. But now that we live in the 21st century, they need to incorporate 21st century skills courses into this, like your machine learning, big data, artificial intelligence, and see how these skills can work together with business management. Like I'm trying my best to do, learn coding, learn this and that. These are skills that need to be incorporated within our curriculum. And I don't think our university is slow in this. They are very fast.
Definitely.
They're very fast. We're not learning the same way we used to. There's a lot of technology incorporated into this. So yes, I would definitely encourage aspiring university students to go for management sciences. It has helped me. It has built a lot of skills, and I'm still learning a whole lot more. I'm doing business research right now, doing things that I never knew existed. And yeah, man. I think also, given that we are faced with structural unemployment in South Africa, there's a mismatch between the skills demanded and skills that are being supplied. So this mismatch is not just about the skills themselves, it's about the quality of skills that we have. Right now we have a lot of students who have basic degrees, but that's because education is not free. I'm not against that, I'm totally for free education. However, there's a lot of supply right now, but unfortunately the jobs that have been provided haven't been expanded equally to the skills that we now possess as graduates. So you need to be the cherry on top, stand out, have your postgraduate degrees, either your honors or your masters, your MBA or your PhD, depending on really where you want to go. If you want to tap into academic spaces, then I believe that a PhD would work. That's just my personal opinion.
And anyone that one, everybody now has a degree now, so it's the only
A lot of
option.
people have
A lot of
degrees.
people have degrees now.
A lot of people have degrees, really, and really a shout out to people who have degrees. Like, it's not an
It's
easy
a
thing.
blessing. Not a lot of people have them. But
Not a lot of people have them, but a lot of people have them at the same
Yeah,
time.
at the same time.
So, given that we live in a society that has had the black majority that's uneducated, a black majority or a black society that has low literacy levels, but we are finding so many young and black people who are trying their best to complete their degrees. Over during graduation season, around April, the whole country is going bogus on social media. Your Instagram, Facebook,
Our LinkedIn.
X, LinkedIn, bruh, everyone is just there, singing these graduation songs.
Happiness all around.
Happiness all around. Our parents are excited.
Definitely.
So really, despite the fact that we have a very high youth unemployment in our country, we're not doing it. It's not like we're sitting back and doing nothing about it. We are being educated, getting opportunities that our parents fought for during the struggle. And also, man, I think we need to show appreciation and gratitude to our elders. They fought for this. Student activists who fought for free education, and also social activists who made their contributions to what we have now, where we are right now. We live in a democratic society. We still have many challenges, but I must say that we are doing our level best, and it makes me emotional to see so many people doing well. Yes, it is frustrating to have your degree, go back home and nothing. When a degree house is fine, but you have something. You have something. Back in the past, there wasn't a lot of people. I don't have the actual statistics right now, but there's been great improvement. There's been massive improvement. There's still a whole lot more room for improvement, but really, I'm also more proud of people who have decided to pursue their postgraduate studies, even though undergrad was very challenging, but they've decided to push through anyways. Yeah. And I'm one of those people. It's challenging, but I think I'm enjoying it. It's really a great experience. It's a great experience. Challenging, but that's awesome. It's awesome. I've met great people, and here you are, man. Also an album to be around. It's quite chill. You another person. I'll say that chill. Yeah, man. It's a great time. It's a great time that I'm having.
So, what industry would you want to be in after you finish your postgraduate studies?
Do I have to answer that though? Okay.
It's a podcast.
It's a podcast. I have to answer it. I don't have a specific industry that I want to go into, but I think my interests are driving me more towards the NGO space. I've done community engagement work for the longest time now, and there are many opportunities to tap into within either the NGO space or the CSR space. These are your non-profit organizations. These are your corporate social responsibility spaces. I believe in giving back. I believe in responsible living and business operations. I believe in environmental sustainability. So I think any industry that I can go into, as long as I'm within these units of sustainability or your community engagement spaces, that's where I find myself in really. I never asked myself this question a lot, but looking at what I'm doing right now and the social and academic networks that I have, they're predominantly people in these spaces, and I think that's where I'm heading towards. I think that's what I'm heading towards. I wouldn't like to say I want into the finance sector. Nah. That's not my space. It's not my specialty. I know finance, but I have less interest in going there. Given the opportunity, maybe I would try, but right now it's not on my head. It's not on my head. It's really far from me right now.
So, how proud are you that you came all this way from your undergrad studies, your first year? If you can remember your first year.
I definitely remember my first year.
Your first day here.
First day here, I remember it very well. Was I lost? No, I wasn't lost. I've lived in my family for a while, so I used to come to campus, not quite often, but sometimes. So I'm really proud of myself, and I've done a great job, really. I'm not the type to give myself credit, but I've recently started to learn to do that because I often downplay my successes, my achievements. So the friends I have around me always tell me that, man, you need to really clap your hands for yourself, like applaud yourself for what you've done, for what you're doing, for what you're planning already. So really, I think I give myself a 10 for the work that I've done from undergrad until now, the improvements that I've done, the plans that I've made, and I'm here to execute. I've done a lot. I've done a lot. I think I won't write a book, but I'd have a very long list of things that I've done, academic, non-academic achievements that I've had. I do actually have that list. I always refer to it when I'm updating my CV, doing this and that. But yeah, man, I've made a lot of achievements, quite a few blunders that I made along the way. But we live and learn, man, through trial and error. But I'm also grateful for the mentors that I've had in life, from academic, spiritual, financial, every form of mentor that I've had. They've either been a big brother, big sister. And shout out to the sisters, man. It's Women's Month, so shout out to all the women in this country and globally, man. Have a great month. So really, I think I've done quite a great job since my first year. Now I remember the roommate that I have. I won't mention anything, but that was a great brother that I have. A headache, but it was quite good. We still interact from time to time now, but yeah, I had a great first year. And now, on my first year again at honors level, so it's been a great time. It's been a great experience. And I don't think I would have done it anywhere else but here in our campus.
That's beyond comprehension, by the way, my guy.
What do you mean?
It's beyond comprehension. I felt emotions like you're giving it's like you're letting your heart out,
Yeah, man.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel the story.
We come across some different people, different experiences, but I must say that I've had a very great, exciting, 4 years of my degree here, came for another one, and still feel very young. I am young, you know. I've made a lot of great friends this year. Even the ones that I had in undergrad, they're still my friends. You know, still talk to them, call them from time to time. Really, so yeah. And I didn't do this alone. I also owe it to the people that I've worked with. My parents, lecturers, classmates, teammates, and my colleagues. So we've done great. I've contributed to their success. They've also contributed to mine. So really, teamwork is everything.
Makes the dream work, huh?
Teamwork is the dream work, man. Mafeking is a small place, but it's not just about Mafeking. Every place is small. South Africa is small. There's a network, a web of people. You have people that I know. I have people you know. I always make reference to the guy who was here, I think before me, or maybe like a few guests before me. Bodigelo was here. He's now your brother. He's been my friend since undergrad. So who knows that you also have other people that I know, and we've worked very closely together. And I must say that even him, he has made a lot of people successful. At university level, he has contributed to a lot of people's achievements, and even as an individual, man, he's a god. He's too good. He's really great. So yeah, that's just Lebogang in a nutshell. I don't think people have heard everything about me. It's our first podcast, so let me not. So yeah, I don't wanna over reveal everything, but yeah, this is just in a nutshell who Lebogang is. As a graduate, I think we've been talking a lot about academics, but which is okay. I mean, you contacted me because I just graduated at that time, so it's really a good thing that you talked about academic related stuff. So maybe another time, next time I come, it will be not just academics, maybe something else. But yeah, this is the academic Lebogang.
So what brief advice would you give to our students, our business management students, or any Bcom student actually? What would you leave them with?
What would I leave them with? Oof. I'm so bad at advising. But people think I'm good, but I don't think I'm good enough. I can't think on the top of my head right now, but I think, as I mentioned earlier on, they need to be intellectually curious. They need to continue to learn. Business management is broad. It's not just about being in finance. Learn about everything. Learn about everything that you come across. Build networks. Education doesn't end in class. It doesn't end in your lecture halls. It's also everywhere. So continuous learning is your best friend, or can be your best friend. And it'll actually aid you in applying or transitioning from academia to wherever you want to go after business management. So that's the best advice I can give for now.
And they will hear it, by the way.
They'll hear it, hopefully.
Lebo, we have a closing tradition in this podcast here, whereby the last guest leaves a question for the next guest without knowing who they leave it for. And your question is, what made you smile today?
Happy this man. I have a tradition I have a ritual that I do every morning here, practicing gratitude. So every morning, just after I pray, I just sit down with crossed legs, get into meditation posture, and I think of all the good things that I have in my life, that I've achieved this year, that I have seen this week, and also the good things that I've done. It was a coincidence, right? While I was doing that, I got a simple call from an old friend. Relationships are everything to me. I got a simple call from an old friend, just wishing me good luck on my next endeavor. I won't say what it is right now. There are strict rules around this, but it has to do with elections. But an old friend who I haven't heard from in a very long time. And it made me wonder, how does he know about this? So I think maybe through our mutual friends who have posted on social media and all that. So this person really called me to remind me of the greatness that I've done. During this time, actually, one often believes that they haven't done good enough. So people really be supportive of whatever that I'm doing or whatever that I'm planning to do. So really, I smiled and laughed a lot with him when he reminded me of when I started what I'm doing and the conversations we had when you looked at our predecessors and you got inspired by them and said that one day I want to be like this person. I want to work in this office. I want to do this and that. And he basically said, Emchan, go for it. Ish. It is very personal. I don't think I would have been touched when anybody else said it but him, because I remember the time that we had that conversation during our first years. We were just normal students, very junior, very short, and yeah, really, that's what made me smile today. And maybe food, but yeah, that's a topic for another day. What do you call someone who's obsessed with food?
Foodie.
A foodie?
Yeah.
No man, I wanted another term. I think that's girly.
Oh.
But whatever the case, really food also makes me happy. I had the best breakfast.
Okay. Can you please leave us with a code, my guy?
A code?
A short code for me.
I can't think of codes. I'm not a code guy. But there's just a mantra that I live with.
Yeah, please share it with us.
Some people may see it as a prayer, but yeah, it's called a serenity prayer. Basically says, God help me to control things that I can. Basically give me the strength to control things that I can and to do things that I cannot control and know the difference between the two. That can be said in English, can be said in Tswana. Because Tswana ba re modimo ne matla a go dira se ke kgona go se dira. Nthutse ke kgona go tlogela tse ke sa kgona go se dira. Ke tlhaloganya pharologano between these two things. So in essence, I'm saying that, or the saying says that you don't have to be in control of everything. We like being superhumans. And I think that's something that's frustrating us as humans. It frustrates us, frustrates our mental wellness. And as not just a climate activist, but also mental health advocate, I think we need to regulate what you try to give our attention and energy to. Don't try to be in control of everything. Yes, it's good to be resilient, to use your energy to attempt to solve something. But it's not everything that you're in control of. Just let them be. And that's where I find my peace of mind. So I think that's a quote that I can quote another celebrity and say that I live with this code. I don't live by any codes, but this is something that's ingrained in me. And I've always lived with it for the longest time.
Thank you for sharing with us. Now it's your turn to write your question for the next guest.
Oh, for the next guest?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Should I write it here?
Yeah, you write it
Not
here.
the peep. You could be.
Nope. Your name, your course, your code, and your question.
Alright. I don't just say it out loud.
It's fine. It's a secret. Lebo, it's been a pleasure having you here, my brother. Thank you for availing yourself. Appreciate this podcast.
Yeah, appreciate the invite. And I hope the guests will enjoy.
Definitely, definitely.
It's not too boring.
It was informative, man.
No, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot,
very
man.
much.